Hello everyone and welcome to my pick a card reading. So today's reading is going to be a yes or no to any question that you ask, and I also will be providing guidance and support to help you along the answer that you receive. Please note that this is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone, and if you do feel drawn to multiple groups, then feel free to tune into multiple readings. So please remember, you also have the ability to change the answers here. They are not set in stone. You have the ability to change your destiny and your future. So for group 1, we have the blue Caribbean calcite. For group 2, we have the selenite. And then for group 3, we have the pyrite. So these crystals are here to help you intuitively pick the right group that you are drawn to. So take a minute or two, or pause the video if you would like, to pick the pile you feel most drawn to. And I will meet you at the click of your timestamp, which will be linked in the description box below and also in the comments. So I'm going to start with group 1, and for the rest of you I will see you at the click of your timestamp. Hello group number 1 and welcome to your reading. So you chose the blue Caribbean calcite, and this is such a beautiful stone. This does remind me of the sea and the beach. So I've prepared one card for you and the rest I will be pulling from each of my decks. So we're going to see what the kind of theme topic is around your questions. So we have romance. So for some of you, I feel like you have a romantic question in mind. I am getting the energy here that some of you are either single or in a relationship. So perhaps you're looking for your soulmate or your kind of twin flame. For others of you, perhaps you're asking this question, you know, is this relationship working out, or when will I meet this person? I feel like there's definitely romantic connections here in terms of your question. Perhaps some of you don't even know that you are thinking romantically. Perhaps some of you are so busy with work and happy being single that you haven't thought about any kind of romantic aspect of your life. So let's just further clarify your reading and find some more. Okay, so we have the moon, and then we also have, okay, the Three of Swords. So first and foremost, I feel like you are carrying a lot of fear, and this could be to do with this romantic issue. I feel like for a lot of you, you just very much have a lot of anxiety and worry right now. And I do feel like it is regarding love, especially where we have the Three of Swords. This is indicating to me that someone out there is going through a heartbreak or has been through a heartbreak. And this doesn't necessarily mean it could be romantic. It could be to do with friendships, family, or it could just be an aspect of your life where you've just kind of struggled. So the cards are definitely telling me a story here that for a lot of you tuning into this reading, you have had your heart broken at some point, and you're kind of asking this question now because you've been through a lot and you feel like your heart can't take anymore. It's almost like your heart can't take any more no's. I feel the strong message here is you are scared to be rejected. The moon is all about this kind of rejection energy. So let's just see if I'm on the right track for group number 1, please. Please clarify the messages we are receiving. Okay, we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, this is definitely indicating to me there is some kind of romantic issue here. The Knight of Swords is someone who kind of comes in really fast in your life. So this could have been a really quick relationship, or it could have been a long-term relationship. It almost felt like everything was happening so fast in the relationship, probably too fast. I am sensing that this person probably checked out to the point where they just couldn't commit. I am sensing that, you know, they just didn't stick around. I'm getting that energy now that this is probably someone who you've been hurt by. So perhaps your question regarding yes or no is you just want to know if this is going to happen again. This is just pulling at strings in terms of the energy I'm sensing. So for some of you that are not feeling this romantic connection here, perhaps you want to tune in and pick another reading, but I really am getting the energy here that there is a love prediction or question here that someone really wants to know. So let's clarify again from the tarot, please. Let's clarify these messages we are receiving. Okay, so we have the Six of Swords that just jumped out of the deck. So one thing I see in the Six of Swords is that you are definitely moving on. So this could be from the past or the future or the present. I just feel like someone out there, for a lot of you, are moving on to a new direction. It's almost like you had to move on from this situation. So perhaps your question is, you want to know where you're heading. Perhaps you want to know romantically where you are heading in life. Very much seeing that there was a sad story here. But you are moving on to something better. So there's definitely something better coming for you. I can definitely tell you that now. So please send more guidance and support, please, for group number 1. Okay, we had the jumping card, the Warrior Woman. So group number 1, your reading really is making sense. It's really coming through quite strong for me, actually. So have you answered your deepest calls? So again, it's just clarifying to me that you are a very strong person, a lot of you that are tuning to this reading. And, you know, we have this kind of sword energy here, a lot of it. You know, we have swords, we have a sword and a sword. It's almost like, you know, you have this major aspect as well here. So this energy here that I'm sensing is just a lot of air. So sword energy does represent kind of conflict. It can represent action as well. So please let me know in the comments if these messages are resonating with you at all, because I feel like someone tuning this reading, I'm definitely getting, you've been through so much pain, but you're so strong and you're moving on to this kind of next level in your life. So I feel like your reading has a heavy sense to it. Okay, so we have the answer yes. Just say yes. So that is a positive sign to your reading, group number 1. So perhaps the answer to your question that you are thinking about right now, that you've tuned into this reading for, the answer is yes, a strong indication of yes. This could be to do with you moving on to something, or perhaps you are thinking of a certain person. This is actually a really positive sign. So please know here that you are this warrior person, even though you've been through a lot in life. I'm very much getting the energy of your kind of past history here. But like I said, you're moving on to better things. So you had the yes card pop out of this deck. Out of all the cards, you had the only yes card pop out. So I really do feel there is this kind of connection to your reading that is very strong. So regarding your question for group number 1, guidance and support, please. Oh, okay, we have a jumping card. We have Council of Light. Divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. So one thing I see in this card is that you have this kind of light around you, in terms of you have these helpers and people kind of looking after you. So perhaps you are being guided by something higher. So perhaps you are into kind of spiritual work. So the guidance and support here is the Council of Light is kind of this team of kind of beings who are kind of here to assist you to kind of raise consciousness of the planet. So also they are here to help you achieve your soul mission and kind of guiding you every step of the way. So if you need help, perhaps you need to ask for guidance. Perhaps that's what is the guidance here. So maybe if you do get more involved in kind of spiritual work, you know, you may have this kind of help in the spirit realm. I'm definitely sensing that you have kind of angels and guides looking after you. That is definitely coming through. And perhaps, you know, you may be a kind of light worker, and if you are, that, you know, you're able to kind of receive your personal mission. Can we have a yes or no, please, for group number 1 regarding their question? Yes, we have a yes, and I felt like this card was going to come out because you already had the yes card. So again, Tarot has clarified this for me, that the track I was on was correct. So regarding your question, whatever it may be that you've tuned into this reading for, the answer is yes. So when will this happen for group number 1? When will this happen for group number 1, please? Okay, so we have a flying card. We have a year from now. So group number 1, I hope this clarifies that the answer to the question you've tuned into is a strong yes. We have 2 yes cards here, and we also have a year from now. So a year from now, this could be 12 months from now, or it could be, you know, perhaps the start of the year. I just feel like it is next year. that this is going to happen for you. So whatever the question is you've tuned into this reading, please let me know down below. If any of these messages resonate, I would love to know. But as I say, you're definitely on the right path, you're moving in the right direction. So I really hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like the video, subscribe, and I shall see you in my next pick a card reading. Hello group number 2 and welcome to your reading. So you chose the selenite tower. This is a great stone to cleanse and charge your crystals. This is a great negative energy cleanser. So I've prepared one card for you and the rest I will be pulling from each of my decks. So you have the card Ask for Help from Others. So one thing I see in this card, perhaps your question is regarding, whether you need help on a situation. Perhaps there's something that is weighing on your mind and you don't know if you can complete it by yourself. Perhaps you need support from your family or your friends, or just help in general. Perhaps I'm getting the message here that perhaps your message, you want to know what you can do about a certain situation or how you can improve it. So what messages needs to come out for group number 2, please, regarding their question? Okay, so we have the Four of Wands. So this does represent celebrations. So perhaps you will be celebrating. Perhaps this is an indication of a yes to your answer. I am seeing kind of victory and perhaps kind of a success in something that you may be able to complete. So regarding your question is, you are going to get help from others. The kind of main topic here, we do have definitely people helping you. You are not going to be alone. We have 2 people in this club. We have 2 people in this. So I do feel like you're going to be in a kind of companionship where I feel like there is going to be this unity. So 2 is definitely coming through strong. So please let me know down below if 2 resonates with you all. Let's just further clarify more messages from the tarot. More messages, please. Okay, we have 2 cards that come out, which is strange because I was talking about the number 2 and we have the 2 of Pentacles. So again, this just fascinates me how these cards kind of do send accurate messages, and we also have the Moon. So one thing I see here is that you have a decision to make, and again you are regarding support. So I feel like on your own you feel a little bit lost, you feel a little bit like you can't make decisions by yourself right now. So perhaps regarding your question that you are thinking in mind that you need, you even want companionship, you want a love in your life or a friend just to kind of help you at this difficult time. Or perhaps, you're just juggling so much right now that you do need the help and support from others. So perhaps even business related, you need the kind of help and support. So one thing I see in the Moon as well is that, again, there's just a lot of kind of secrets that you may have kept or someone may have kept from you. That you don't want secrets in your life. That's not what you are about. And I feel like you are going to kind of come out with this on top. You're going to kind of come out of the dark. There is perhaps something you've been worrying about. I am getting that energy, but you do not need to worry. So let's just clarify one more message, please. Okay, and then we also have the Three of Swords. Now, I am picking up a strong energy because group number 1 had the same card fly out. So there is definitely someone who needs to receive this card and receive these messages. So you may be someone who just feels really alone. You may feel really kind of by yourself. I'm kind of getting the energy that you do need to kind of have the support. So perhaps you've lacked this and you just feel in this really kind of dark place where we have the Moon card. I just feel like you've just been feeling really alone. So regarding your question, perhaps you want to know if you're not going to be alone anymore. Perhaps that is to do with part of your question, and this could be to do with business related or relationships, could be family life as well. Perhaps there is just a situation you are going through. These are just the messages that are coming through for me from the universe. Perhaps that some of you are going through this. So let's just get more messages for group number 2, please, regarding their question. Okay, so we have the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. So one thing I see here is perhaps the path you've kind of felt unprepared or daunted by, and I want you to know you have been training for this for lifetimes. So there's definitely a part of you that kind of longs to be seen, and I do sense the energy that part of you is kind of ready to step forward. So you're almost kind of ready to emerge. So you're definitely ready for the next step of what is happening in your life. So perhaps this is indicating to a yes that you're kind of ready for the next stage. You're definitely going to be seen and you're going to rise. So where we had this indication that, you know, you didn't have much support around people, they're going to see you. You're definitely going to be seen. So I'm just going to move your cards around just so that we can get a better view for the other cards. So can we receive more answers for group number 2, please? More answers. Oh, okay, we have 2 flying cards here. We have a transformation as well as unbound. So transformation, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. So there is definitely change in your reading. Something is happening, it's going to happen, it's coming up, and you're almost ready for it. You know, with the age of light, you are being able to kind of rise above this. So I feel like definitely there is something brewing. It's definitely coming through for me, that kind of things are happening and you're going to receive this kind of deep healing. You know, we have unbound. This is releasing soul patterns, contracts and past lives. This is almost like letting go of kind of the old you, or perhaps a past life of yours that, you know, you had this kind of heartbreak or things happening in the past. So, you know, you may not be who you were a year ago or who you will soon be. There is definitely this kind of growth happening. So you're definitely transforming and you are kind of emerging. So like I said, I feel like so much is happening. You know, the 4 of Wands does kind of represent celebrations happening. So I do feel like you're going to kind of have a time to kind of release old ways of being that have kind of kept you in kind of a freeze mode. So when I said that I felt like things are going to happen, you're kind of going to break out of this and you're going to kind of choose a new way of kind of being. And where we have deep healing, I feel like, you know, trauma is not the driving force here. There's kind of, you're kind of breaking away from kind of old childhood patterns, and you know, there are things that need to be healed. So this could be things healed from your childhood. So you're definitely going to be sensing new ways to kind of self-soothe yourself. These are the kind of confirmation messages that I'm receiving, that you will have this kind of guidance and support regarding your question that you asked at the beginning of this video. So try not to put too much pressure on yourself. You may also need to review your relationship with your own body. So perhaps you are kind of shifting your diet or exercise kind of routine. This is one thing I also see in transformation for some of you, is you're kind of getting more energetic healing. So this could be kind of a great guidance for you to kind of move on to. And for others of you, I'm seeing you need this kind of emotional support. So again, we had asked for others. I do feel like issues from your childhood may come up to be healed. So we definitely have this kind of rising connection. I feel like it's time for you to release old soul stories that have been playing out in your life. You know, they're kind of coming up to be healed. Again, we have, you know, relating back to this card, deep healing. There's kind of a time now to kind of clear these patterns. So you need this kind of safe place is the kind of message I'm receiving. So there may be certain areas of your life you need to kind of be ready to kind of release. So where we have the 3 of Swords next to this card, this does indicate to me that, you know, you need to kind of free yourself from trauma. And again, this does relate back to kind of past lives or something you've experienced from in the past. And I feel like if you do this kind of healing, you'll kind of, this is not going to have any kind of power over you anymore. So perhaps there are things that are no longer sustainable to you in life, and in order for you to kind of feel protected and to grow, you kind of do need this support. So again, asking others for help, I feel that is coming through for you. So maybe you're asking a particular question about, you know, whether you should let go of something or keep something in your life. Let's just see if your answer to whatever question you're asking is a yes or a no. So is it a yes or a no? Okay, we have within the next few weeks. So this does indicate it could be a yes or a no. But whatever is going to happen soon within the next few weeks. So that is quite a quick time indication. To end your reading, let's clarify your last card, the yes or a no. Yes or no for group number 2. Okay, we have reconsider. So I do see the answer to your question being something you need to kind of reconsider in your life. And this is going to happen within the next few weeks. So the answer to your question that I am picking up is in the next few weeks you're going to basically reconsider your question or the answer to it. I feel like you're going to see new possibilities. We spoke very much about your kind of transformation and kind of something happening is going to happen quite fast. So perhaps something is going to happen that you didn't think was going to, or perhaps something regarding your question is almost like it's that kind of energy where you thought something was straightforward and now it's telling you to reconsider. So it's almost like everything's going to happen in good timing, perfect timing of what is meant to be. And that is very much the message here. It's just very much what is meant to be will be. So within the next few weeks you may reconsider a kind of contract, a relationship or a career. There could be something that you're going to contemplate. So whatever your question is, you're going to reconsider it. You're kind of going to be like, no, perhaps you don't want this. So whatever comes up for you in the next few weeks, this could be regarding this, is definitely, but you need to reconsider your options is definitely what I'm seeing. So group number 2, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please let me know down below what resonated. Please like the video, subscribe, and I shall see you in my next pick a card reading. Hello group number 3 and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Pyrite. So this is known as Fool's Gold and it's so pretty. I love this tower. So I've prepared one card for you and the rest I will be pulling from each of my decks. So the first card you have is you have Communicate Clearly. So one thing I see in regards to your question, perhaps you want a clarification of this. You want to be able to communicate more clearly, to have a direct answer, a yes or a no. So perhaps regarding your question, you are lacking communication in your life right now or kind of clear answers. Perhaps you're just not seeking a kind of clear view. So this could be kind of blocking you in your life and kind of stopping you from moving forward. So let's just clarify it from my tarot, the kind of guidance and support you need for this regarding your yes or no answer. So for group number 2, please. Okay, we have the Devil that just popped out for you. Let's just further clarify this energy we are picking up. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups as well as the Six of Wands. So group number 2, I want you to know there may be some kind of addiction involved here or something you're just going back to. There could be a past relationship, an ex, someone that you feel really drawn to. This kind of energy where it's just no good for you. It's kind of like stopping you from moving forward. You're kind of, as you can see, there's chains here. You're kind of bound by these chains. And so one thing I see in the Queen of Cups, you have this soft, loving energy, and people are taking advantage of this. Definitely seeing that, perhaps people are not communicating clearly with you because they're not being honest. And I feel like you have this such kind of warm energy around you, and your emotions are kind of overflowing at this point where you're kind of unsure what to do. And that may be why you're tuning into this reading, because there is a simple yes or a no answer that you want clearly given. So with the Six of Wands, I'm seeing that, there is this kind of person that may be looking down at you. They may kind of think they're too good for you. And that may be kind of giving you this energy of feeling like you're not good enough. That's what is coming through, is that you're not feeling like yourself. But the good news is the guidance and support that's coming through for you is able to break away from this energy, whatever this addiction is. So like I say, this could be to do with relationships, it could be career, it could be just toxic people in your life you need to break away from. Or it could even be your own mind, perhaps you've been struggling with some kind of addiction. And it may be something where you have to communicate how you think and how you feel, and perhaps that is really scary to you. So I want you to know I see success coming your way when you're able to kind of break away from what is going on. So we also have the Five of Wands. So it does clarify to me what I've been speaking about, is you've had this kind of conflict or arguments from this addiction. So again, I am kind of sensing past people. This could be past friendships, past exes, relationships. Someone was blocking you to kind of move forward, and perhaps there was a communication breakdown. Regarding your question, please let me know if this does resonate, if this is the energy I'm picking up from some of you. I'm definitely sensing there is a communication breakdown and something you do need to steer away from. So regarding your question, You want to know if something is good or bad for you. Perhaps, you know, you are trying to make a decision right now. Something is coming for you and it's almost like you need to know the answer. You know, we have the Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? So one thing I see in the Star Mother, you know, as I said back earlier about your emotions, you know, you're very kind of, you feel everything a bit too much. I do sense that, you know, you are loved and you're very much cherished more than what you know. So perhaps you want someone to communicate this message to you that they do love you, or perhaps even want you. And I do think that, you know, I feel like you worry about kind of separation, and this kind of worry or fear is kind of taking over right now. So perhaps you're asking for someone to kind of carry your burdens, help you kind of lift the load, kind of be your rock. Perhaps you don't have a kind of rock person in your life where they kind of take away your fears, your worries, your regrets. And, you know, where we had the devil, again, there is a lot of shame and guilt. So perhaps you're someone who you're feeling this, you're just feeling very kind of shameful and guilty about this addiction that you have. So I feel like you just need to kind of have more self-appreciation for yourself, be more compassionate about, you know, your body, your mind and your soul. So you need to kind of remind yourself, you know, that you are this beautiful person and that you're doing your best. So I feel like you shouldn't carry this all on your own. Whatever you're carrying on your head, you need to kind of forgive yourself. So what else can we pick up on, please? Group number 2, regarding the questions that they are tuning into for. Okay, so we also have No, and we have Birthing a New Age. So these cards just sprung out of the deck. So wait, postpone, pause, say no. So regarding your question, I want you to know it probably is a no. You know, it's not the right time. It's definitely coming through. So whatever you are asking on this reading is you need to kind of pause. So when the time is right, you may be able to move forward. So just right now, you need to postpone, hold it on, kind of pause. Just don't move any further right now because it's just not the right time. Especially where we have birthing a new age. This is birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. So when the time is right, you kind of will birth a new creation. You're going to kind of dream something new into your life. And then when you reach this point, this will be the right time. So I feel like perhaps the path you're on is kind of one you don't feel prepared to walk on just yet. So perhaps that is why you need to postpone things, because you need to kind of learn to walk. So often what is kind of rising feels far bigger than what you possibly can hold right now. So you definitely need to kind of allow old cycles to fall away and for new ones to rise. So that is why we are postponing things, because there is something you need to do first. So, you know, you may need to let go of old things that no longer serve you, which again relates back to the devil, you know, using your kind of intuition as a compass. When is the right time? When is the right time? And is it a yes or a no? Okay, so we have in the near future. So this is a time indication that in the near future, which means something will happen very soon. So perhaps the birthing a new age is going to happen very soon. And that is why when you're tuning to reading, the answer right now is no, because it's just not the right time now. But in the future it may be. Can we have a yes or a no, please, for group number 3? I am steering more to no, to be honest, just because it's the timing. So can we have one more card? Okay, yeah, so we had a flipper. We have no. So I did feel like that card was going to come out for you because you have 2 no's now. So it's definitely a no, but it's a no as in not right now, because in the near future something's going to change. So perhaps you want to kind of re-ask this question in a few months or weeks time, because it's just right now when you're tuning to reading, it is a no. So it just means it might not happen yet. So again, just kind of think about where you're going in life, what you want, where you are heading, and the next stage of your life. And then this could kind of take you to a new direction and perhaps a new answer that will kind of guide you to the right one. So group number 3, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please let me know down below what resonates. Please subscribe to tune into future pick a card readings, as I do them every week. Please like the video, subscribe, and I shall see you in my next pick a card reading.